Hello, everyone, members of the .NET Foundation and other interested parties. I'm here with John Galloway, and we are going to walk through the new process for submitting news for the .NET Foundation newsletter. We set up a new repo. It's in the .NET-foundation.org/newsletter. The README explains the submission process, blah, 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 lots of words here. We know you won't read the manual. We hope you do, but the key thing is there's a nice template here. So let me cut and copy that. And what you can do is if you go to the current year, 2019, and you go to the current month, that's where the template for the newsletter will be. You can click this little pencil here to edit it. For project maintainers who are submitting news about their projects, you're going to append to this section. But I'm going to go ahead and add some action group updates. And what I'll say is, I actually don't have, oh, you know what? I'll link to, so the first thing is you want a heading for your news, right? New process for newsletter submission. And what I'll do is I'll just link directly to the self.
Yep.
github.com/.net-foundation/newsletter. And then I'm going to write all my content here. We have a new process for submitting project news. Yay! No more let's keep it clean. No more spreadsheets.
Yep.
How about cumbersome spreadsheets? Okay, I'll keep this short because I can edit this later. I don't have an image yet. Budget less. Check out the README for more details. We'll leave it at that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can actually link to the README just by going like, I think it'd be, oh no, I'll do that later. Okay, so then what you do, so here's the thing, because I'm an owner of this repo, I can commit directly to master, but we don't want you to do that. You might say newsletter, README news. What would happen if you try to commit is it will actually prompt you to fork the repo and create the pull request. So it will make sure, because you don't have owner access, it'll let you do the commit, but it won't let you commit directly to master, which is what we want, because we want everything done through a pull request. So I'll say, add news about the newsletter, propose file change. And this takes you to the pull request template.
Yep.
Now you'll notice here, it says, thank you for submitting news for the newsletter. Please make sure your submission follows the guidelines noted here. The way I'll show you later how we do that. That's called a pull request template. Not everyone knows that feature of GitHub. But we added some news about the newsletter.
Yeah, and then you just delete that information below, right?
Yeah, you should. You can go ahead and please do, actually. We don't want to see that every time. Then we'll feel bad. Okay. Yeah. So now that I've done this, this is a pull request. It's a proposed change to the existing newsletter. And anyone on the communications action group can review this and merge it, because we don't want to make John or Beth or me the bottleneck here. So anyone in the action group can review this.
Yeah.
John, and do it.
Sure. And it's low stress on this because this is just creating, this is giving us all the input. And then at the end of the month, which we should talk about the schedule next, but at the end of the period, we're going to take this and we'll review it all anyway. So don't worry, it's not blasting what you type out to the internet or anything.
Cool. Right, and so we have a link to how to do Markdown. So it's done in Markdown. Oh, I forgot the link to the Markdown. A couple pro tips. If you have an image, you can go to new issue form, and then you can drag an image into here. Let me see if I have a safe for work image here. You can't see.
I don't see anything.
Okay, here's a great image. So this is an image from when I hyperextended my knee and tore my ACL, and I was getting carried. But anyways, then you can copy and paste that into your Markdown, but don't submit the issue. We don't want all these extraneous issues. The image will stick around even though you didn't create an issue. So that's one easy way to get an image for your Markdown. And then the other thing we want to point out is the scheduling. We send out the newsletter the last week of each month, and we'll set a deadline 1 week prior to the end of the month. And as John mentioned, we'll clean it all up. If in your project submission, if there's something you want to do and you didn't know how to do it, just write that in the pull request form, and we'll either look at it before we merge it, or write it in the news item. And at the end of the month, for example, like, hey, we'd like to add a video to this and we didn't know how. Just write, please, like maybe in all caps, please add link to video here, or embed video here, and we'll figure that out. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last thing I want to mention is, for those who are interested, the way you do pull request templates, there's a couple different ways. You can search GitHub help, but you can have this .github hidden folder, and then add pull_request on template.md, and whatever content is in here, looks like the raw, is automatically appended to the pull request form on GitHub. So hopefully this will be a much better streamlined process. If you have any feedback.
Yeah, and can you just show real quick, if you bring up the blog, .NET Foundation blog, the end of each month. Yeah, so the way this works is, at the end of each month, we send it out to our newsletter list. So that's, you can sign up, that's through MailChimp, and we have, there's information in the kind of top little blob there where it says sign up to get it via email. Yeah, right, you up an inch or two, right there, that link.
Oh, right there. Yeah,
so that's if you want to get these via email, and then we post almost the exact same information on the blog as well. So
that's how it'll get rendered.
Yep.
And look, bullet list. So the last thing I wanted to mention is we should add if you have improvements to this is a public repo, so if you have improvements, you can always submit a pull request to the README. For example, the contents of the newsletter are also published to the .NET Foundation blog, and then I'll link to that. And I'll also add a link to the Markdown docs later. Add link to blog.
Yep.
We're going to YOLO commit that directly to master. Okay. So hopefully this was informative, helps you understand how to submit project news. Great. Now I got to figure out how to stop recording.